Hey everybody, what's up? It's Sam, your local community herbalist, and I'm here with a new haircut. Ba-bam! And excited to talk to you today about rosemary, which rosemary for remembrance is a really powerful herb, very super magical and protective, and I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about it. So yeah, you may already know rosemary from your kitchen or from gardens around your house or your neighborhood. It's pretty common, which I love because it's super powerful and beautiful. It smells really good. It's very aromatic, so like when you rub it together, you can get some of those volatile oils released, and those volatile oils are super antimicrobial. So historically, rosemary has been used for like food preservation, particularly around like meats, and good for like cleansing spaces. It's been used as like smoke clearing plant in a couple of different traditions, and one that stands out is that they would use burning rosemary as a way to clean the air in French hospitals in World War II. It's also been used for like perfume and like cleansing the skin. So like rosemary baths are really divine and beautiful. And like people sometimes wash their face with rosemary as a way to like clear up their skin, because again those like volatile oils are very antimicrobial, and usually like zits and spots and things are like bacterial in nature. Also helpful for like dandruff and like hair, because like overall the energy of rosemary is really about like circulation and like moving that energy around in a balancing way, and often can bring energy kind of up to the head. So yeah, using like a wash, like a tea, like a strong tea of rosemary has been used to like stimulate hair growth. I really love using a infusion of rosemary and apple cider vinegar and then dilute that by like a lot as a wash in the bath, as like a hair conditioner, and also just a way to like balance all of the like flora of my body, because we're always going to have bacteria and things on us, and so it's all about having an optimal relationship with those creatures, and being in good relationship and good community with them. So I love that both the apple cider vinegar and the rosemary can help balance those in a way that is optimal for my well-being. What else? On the physical level, it's really great for food. It's been used as like a culinary herb for thousands and thousands of years, and it's helpful for digestion, like digestive support. It's not, I wouldn't call it necessarily a bitter, but it does help like process like and assimilate nourishment in your body. It can help dispel gas. Again, it's warming, so if somebody runs kind of cold in their digestive fires, it can help warm you up so that more nourishment is possible. And yeah, it can help with, again, like headaches or vertigo, which I thought was really interesting. And yeah, overall, it just is like this very beautiful, activating, like slightly stimulating. So maybe not take a big rosemary bath like right before bed. Sometimes that can impact your sleep. But like mid-afternoon, totally fine, I think. Try it out, see how it works for you. Yeah, so I love it for its physical properties. I love the smell of rosemary. I use it a lot as a smoke clearing herb instead of white sage, which is not in my lineage, but rosemary is. It's a Mediterranean plant. One of its common names is sea dew, or dew of the sea, which I love, and it might refer to like the blue flowers. And I love the blue flowers have some cool lore. It's associated, the plant rosemary is associated with like femme divine, like goddess energy, and like really strong, fierce femme and queer ancestors across time. So again, that remembrance piece of like remembering those super fierce, super strong, feminine or like femme embodying folks who are in our lineages, both in body and spirit. There's a story too about the rosemary flowers, which are blue, can like range from like a white to a blue. the getting that blue color when Mary of Jesus fandom laid her blue cloak over a rosemary bush to dry, and thus all rosemary flowers, or many rosemary flowers, now have like that blue quality, which I love, because then just like thinking about the Virgin Mary with a blue cloak, like the goddess with a blue cloak, feels really powerful for me, and that blue color is really speaks to my spirit and is like very much a part of many of my lineages. Often shows up as like woad, but yeah, really speaks to, again, this like very divine quality, that blue color. Yeah, also associated with Aphrodite. So again, we got those like goddess qualities, and then in spirit, it's used as like very protective, and like as both, yeah, protective, energetically clearing, and drawing in energy, like positive energy. So I love the associations that it has with, like, again, like these like strong femme archetypes. There's some British sayings that say, where rosemary flourishes, the woman rules. So like the idea is that rosemary will only grow well outside of a home, because lots of people like to plant it right outside their door as a protective force, energy. And it'll only do well if the femme or like non-cis male people are in charge in that house. So, and I love seeing that. I love seeing like, rosemary plants in our neighborhood, and looking at the ones where the rosemary is real close to the door and being like, I bet some witches live there. That's my guess. Yeah, what else? Rosemary is used to, again, like in big transitions or like in big rituals. So it's used to wash the dead in some traditions as like a way to bring, again, both that cleansing energy and that protective energy. And again, in some like English traditions, which is where a lot of my research was around, you would throw in rosemary sprigs into the grave with someone as they were being buried, if they were being buried. But also rosemary shows up in other rituals like weddings, like rosemary sprigs, again, in English traditions, were given as wedding favors, which I really want to do with Seed and I's wedding. I think that would be really cute. And cheap. And that's saying like, our lives are changing, things are different, but we're always going to remember our friends and our loved ones and our families as helping us to get to this point. So that's another reason why rosemary is known as like a plant of friendship and a plant of relationship building, because again, that remembrance is something that helps us keep those ties really strong. What else? Yep, hung over cradles to attract good energy. So keeping away negative energy, but also calling in like positive, helping energy. And ruled by Leo, fire, and the sun. It's a warming plant. So, yeah, you can kind of feel that in your body if you eat it, or like notice that if you use it topically on your skin. You can definitely have too much rosemary, so like don't be eating a ton of rosemary. Just like, keep it as a seasoning. Yeah, I wouldn't drink like a ton of rosemary water per se, but using a little topically, using a little in our food, like it's a powerful plant. So like respecting that and using smaller amounts can really actually do a lot. Yeah, what else? Anything else that I want to say about rosemary? Yeah, can ward off evil spirits and nightmares if you sleep with it under your pillow. And then, yeah, it's considered good luck to give rosemary as a gift for a friend. So if you receive that rosemary as a gift, that's especially good luck, especially if it grows well. So that's a little about rosemary. We're going to go a lot deeper with rosemary and especially its ancestral connections and how it can help us remember our lineages and get in touch with those lineages in the next Herb at the End of the World podcast, which is coming out next week. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, I'm excited to really thank all of my patron friends for supporting this work, supporting the work of the podcast and the free clinic and all the education work that I do through the teachings and the videos. So I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of those folks in their remembrance. So we got iTech, Kathleen Moritz, Marguerite Wilson, Tatiana Kogan, Heather Enders, Jax Walter, Melissa Moldovan, Serafina Cohen, Felix Pop, Emily Rose Harger, Sonora Dewa, Anna Fratalilo, Ellie Minkin, Deborah Spangler, SM Cranston, Monica Lucero, Karen Ram, Gloria Park, Adrian Wilson, Susan Raridon, Gaia Essenston, Bonnie Rose Weaver, Brittany Hall, and my wonderful partner, Seed Minkin. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you experiment a little bit with rosemary. Maybe you want to like sleep with it under your pillow and see if you remember any cool dreams. Maybe you want to mop your floor in your house, which I really want to do, and like watch the energy change in your house if you mop your floor with rosemary water. Yeah, give it a shot. Maybe you want to take a little bit of rosemary and kind of just rub it all over your body. If you're in a funky mood and you do that, you may find that you will have a different feeling of energy in your body after that. So if you try it and you find something interesting, go ahead and put those in the comments. Like and share this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care.